Welcome to Spark Talk, the podcast for moms who accidentally lost themselves and are now on a mission to find the girl they were before. I'm Bree, and every week we're talking real motherhood, identity crisis, and the little things that bring us back to life, because you're more than just mom, and she's still in there, I promise. Today we have Jenna Rammell. Jenna is not only the one and only.
Oh gosh.
But she's my friend. She's one of my good friends. And I was trying to think for this episode just which direction to take things with Jenna, because I feel like I could have gone in so many directions. Jenna is just so multi-talented, and she has just so much good in her and that she's done. I seriously struggled with having too many directions with you. So we are going to be talking about a few different things and like aspects of motherhood with Jenna. But really quick, I would love, if you don't mind, for you to just give yourself a second to introduce yourself.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about you for anyone who doesn't know.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. It's so fun being with you in this very formal setting.
I know.
Okay, so I'm Jenna, like you said, and I, first and foremost, I feel like I am a wife. We just celebrated 20 years, so I'm just basking in the celebration of that. Amazing. I'm telling everyone I know, because I feel like it's such a big deal.
20 years is that's amazing.
It's a big
deal.
You
and Andrew are goals.
You're so kind. I'm
goals.
really proud of where we are, and it has come with so much work and effort and energy, and I think that's why I'm so proud of it. It's like,
as you should be.
It just doesn't, I never was like apathetic in my relationship. I just wanted it to be like the best all the time, and so I was really hungry for that feeling with us, and we have it, and I have it. Love that so much.
You absolutely have it.
So I'm a wife of 20 years. I have 4 kids. My oldest is almost 17, which blows my mind because I'm 17. So that's crazy to think about. I can't even believe it.
17.
I know. 17, 14, 2 boys. And then I have 2 girls, ages 10 and 7. So we are very busy. Everyone is very involved in all the sports and all the things. And every child lives very loudly and proudly as themselves. And so we are navigating, holding space for all sorts of different personalities in our home. And I love it. I grew up just with 2 kids, me and my brother, and he was 4 years older than me. And it was just so quiet and still. And at times I do crave that stillness and quiet, and I do need that. But I wanted the chaos and the fun and the big family.
That's what I love about your house, though. When I'm at your house, I feel like it's the most beautiful chaos. Truly, though. No, truly. Like, there's always people coming in and out.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people and things going on always, but like in a beautiful way, where it's all of these people that are like part of your special village that you've created, and you can tell like each person that comes in, even the people that like show up to do your fish tank or so, like they're like your friend. Like you're like, hey Ron, like how, like, did I tell you this? Like they're just all part of your family.
That's so sweet of you to notice and say, because I totally feel that way. It feels like it's really just not the 4 kids. It's an open door. It's like we always have cousins and sisters and friends and nieces and nephews and people just coming in and out, and that is exactly how it is and how I want it to feel.
And so you've created it, and it's perfect. The only other part of your intro that I want you to touch on is, yes, you're a wife. Yes, you're a mom.
I hadn't even gotten to my business.
You're amazing at both those things, but
yes, I'm also a business owner. So I founded and I'm CEO of Daily Essential Co., which is a plant-powered skincare company. So everything we create is very pure, good ingredients and are effective and simple and designed for all skin types. So I have really sensitive skin, so I just couldn't find a skincare line that really nourished that. And so I've been in the exploration of designing that and creating that for myself. So
yes. And it's the world's like, I
I should have brought you some.
Kid you not? No. I just got a restock recently, actually, because I am so obsessed with it. It's seriously, there's nothing that will make you glowier and just like naturally more feeling beautiful about your skin. And like, it's the best, all of your products.
I was always drawn to like
first birthday present for everyone.
Oh my gosh, that's so nice.
Best.
I would watch people be like so obsessed with makeup, and I was always obsessed with skin, and I could tell. I was like, wait, what? All this makeup? It just didn't. I wasn't drawn to like tons of makeup or buying it. I don't wear a lot of makeup. It was never my thing. It was my skin. I kind of knew that was like the foundation of. You can have all the makeup in the world, and if we don't have healthy skin, it's really hard to cover that up. So
that's what needs to be focused on. Yeah, well, as I said, Jenna is multi-talented, so we're going to touch on all those things. I feel like the first thing, though, I really want to touch on is actually probably my top favorite thing about you, though, is how good you are at not listening and not paying attention to the outside noise when it comes to being a mom and the way that you live your life. You are so good at being authentic to the things that you value. And you're so good because of that, I feel too, at just loving each one of your kids exactly the way they are. I feel like each one of your babies are like so unique in their own ways. And it's so beautiful because you can tell that they're so happy being who they are because you let them be that way. This is a loaded question, but how do you feel like you've created that, like as a mom? I feel like sometimes I even struggle as a mom with, like I want my kids to know that I love them exactly how they are, and I am able to drown out everything else and just focus on them, but it's so much easier said than done.
Yeah.
Like how do you feel like you've gotten to a place as a mom and as a wife that you're able to do that for your family so well?
So nice. All of that. Wow. My heart is so full. Thank you so much.
My favorite thing about you.
Thank you so much for saying all those things. So I received that. Thank you.
Truth.
That's very kind.
You're so welcome.
I feel like, it is very multi-dimensional, this question.
Yeah, it's a big question.
It is a big question, but I feel like, first of all, I am annoyed by my kids and their personalities. Let me be clear. That it isn't that I've arrived to this place where I'm like, please change. I do think that almost every day. Like, please just do your homework. Please just be more disciplined. I have these same thoughts of, gosh, I wish you could be just a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's hard.
It would be easier on me.
Yes, because it's hard. 4 different kids and 4 different
absolutely
personalities.
But I think in my life, in my experience of being someone who couldn't live authentically to themselves a lot of the time I could in my family most of the time. But again, I grew up in a really quiet family, a really disciplined family, a really like the best family. But I was so loud and social and a party, and I stuck out a lot in my own life. And then at school, I couldn't fit in with like that form of like doing my homework and, following the rules.
Yeah, like how you're supposed to
how
be.
I was, I know what it was like to feel suppressed in many ways over my life. And so I think I just made this conscious decision when I started having kids that I would celebrate them and hold the space for them to be exactly who they wanted to be.
Yeah.
And it's not easy on me at all. Like even though it may look from an outside perspective like it comes naturally to me, I just want to be clear that it doesn't. Like, it's very much an intentional decision that I make
I love that. And I love that you're sharing that, because it does like I feel like you are naturally good at it, but it's nice to hear that it's something that you are being very intentional about.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does come more naturally to me than like maybe some others.
Yeah.
It would. But a lot of that gift is just the gift I have of like being someone who's ADHD is like, I don't follow the rules. I don't have a lot of form in my house. I don't have a lot of course we have rules, but I don't have a ton. I'm not like that. And so for me, it's like, there's a lot of openness to explore and be who you are and make the messes because I don't mind them.
Yes.
Most of the time. I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. You know, Andrew's like, why are you buying glitter? I'm like, that's a tomorrow problem. I don't know. It doesn't bother me today. It will later, but right now it's just fun, you know? Yes. So I think seeking fun and really nurturing that in my kids, has been something that comes naturally to me. Yeah. But I feel like as far as seeing them and allowing them the space to be themselves, it's just, I'm really anxiously engaged in getting to know them and understanding their learning processes, their emotional processes. Like I notice and I'm very aware of how are they taking in this experience? How are they, you know, how is this friendship affecting them? Yeah. I'm very much aware of the dynamics in their life. So I always try and look at and notice. I don't talk about the friend. I don't talk about what they do differently than the child, but I really try to notice my kids' strengths and celebrate them and make them aware of their strengths that I appreciate. I think that cultivates that for them as well.
Yep. You're focusing on them and the good in them. Yeah. And like how amazing as a kid to hear that from your mom. Like that's something, those are the moments I feel like thinking back to my childhood, you know, that like I remember with my mom. So like how amazing. I feel like too, you are so good at that with yourself. You've been on social media for a lot of years, and coming from someone too that like hasn't been, it's definitely like a learning curve to deal with like the negativity and all the opinions and, you know, that comes with sharing as much as like you've shared over the years. But I feel like one thing that's always stuck out to me about you when it comes to yourself is that you also find the good in like whatever stage you're in. I have loved so much that you're always like, I've loved me and my body and who I am, no matter if I've been pre-baby, pregnant, postpartum. Now that, you know, you've had all your babies and you've been able to really focus on fitness and all the things, right? I feel like you've done such a good job at showing those changes, but also saying like, I've loved myself through all of them. And the strengths that you have during each one of those different periods. I wonder though how you've gotten to that point, because it's so easy when you're in maybe one of the harder stages to like not to just want it to end. Yeah. But I feel like you have really done such a good job at like sharing it in that way. How do you feel like you've gotten your self-worth to that point so that you can be there for yourself like that?
This is a great question. And I feel like it's so funny because when you're sitting there saying, you're just so authentic, you just accept yourself for who you are, that is not how I started off in life. I had so much self-loathing, so much self-hatred. I hated my body. I hated my personality. I hated my face. It did not come naturally for me to like myself.
Yeah.
It has really.
Maybe that's even more amazing though, that you are where you are. Because
I mean, maybe, yeah. Like I just didn't have a natural, I always had like a really outgoing personality and it was kind of a mask. It could look like confidence, but it really wasn't. I was likable, you know, and that got me far in life, like just being funny and fun and, you know, whatever. But like deep inside was just such a self-loathing for who I was. And I was seeking so much in others to feed me. And that is why I started online. I wanted community. I wanted acceptance, and I found it. Yeah. Yeah. And so when those first terrible comments started coming in, and you first start finding Reddit feeds, and you start finding, at the time it was what was it called? Gomi? Did you ever hear of that?
No.
It was like, oh gee, get off my internet was what it was called. And I remember first finding my feed, and I was just distraught. It is never fun to read those things, even still nowadays. Like, with no matter what work I've done, like, it sucks to feel misunderstood.
Yeah, absolutely.
No one wants to feel that way. And no one wants to feel like people are saying they saw you here or they saw you there, and you weren't whatever you say you are. Especially someone like me who is so deeply rooted in my own integrity of being myself.
Yes.
That's challenging to hear. But there was an original blogger named Taza. She's probably before your time, but she was like, oh, gee, like big time. And I remember when I found myself on that website, I texted her or called her, I don't remember. And she's like, if you allow these people to lift you high and make you, if you look to them for your self-worth, your joy, your happiness, when you don't give it, when they can't give that to you, when they do the opposite, you will fall flat on your face. And that was such good advice for me, is to really temper how I took in the compliments and the relationships, these parasocial relationships, you know, and really start valuing like the real people in my life, my friends, my family, myself. And so there's a lot more to it than what pushed me to really love myself. But there are so many deposits of realizing over time, I could never find the joy and the happiness and the self-acceptance anywhere in my life. No amount of money, no amount of friends, no amount of beauty, no matter what I weighed. It all was such an internal job, and I was the one that had to do it. So I think that's kind of where I found it was, I mean, there's obviously like kind of more tangible ways that I've done it, but I feel like that was my motivation behind it, was just really years and years of just thinking, one day I'll just step into this. Like, I will just be so confident, and I will just love myself so much. And realizing, oh wait, I'm the girl that's gonna, I'm the girl that's gonna invite myself to feel that way. Nobody else.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I think there's like so much to not only sharing as well, like as much as you have shared about your own journey, but like when you have, you know, the following you've had for so many years, so you're sharing your kids and your relationship and all of that. I feel like for you to learn that, it sounds like pretty early on, so that you could focus on the people that really matter and not focus on, you know, these people that really aren't a part of your life, probably helped so much while sharing as well things as like sacred to you as your children and your husband. Do you feel like that got easier too as you kind of worked on your own self-worth and not listening to people about you? Did that also kind of strengthen how you were able to share your family as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like focusing on the most part being good. Like, my audience is so kind and
I
loving.
feel like I feel like you're following, like, I mean they've been there with you for so long, and they like love you and your family. I
mean, it's serious. Like, it could make me weep. Like, I truly genuinely love them.
Like, it really is like a special community that you've built, because they have, I feel like watched your babies grow up and like watched you and Andrew like grow and blossom, like in your relationship. And so I do feel like it is like such a special like cult following family that you've created over the years.
I mean, I feel that way too. I feel like whenever I want to throw my tantrums, and I'm like telling Andrew, I'm like, I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna be off the internet. He's like, you would miss them so much. Like, I would. Like, I feel like they have stood behind the charities I care about. They have supported the families that I've worked towards raising money for like whatever cause I care about. They come behind. They take chances on my products when I release them, and they're like, I'm going to buy it without knowing anything about it. No, not a single review, but like I trust her and I love her.
Yeah,
and I
but
know
they
she's
know
not
you.
going to sell me like, can I swear on here? Bullshit. I don't know. You can edit that out. Whatever.
I love it.
But like they just, I mean, and it's like I think about a few years ago, I was in the depths. And it's so funny because I think about people coming to my social now and they probably think she has it all. Like she's so fun. She's so happy. She's so shiny, you know, whatever. And it's so funny because I'm just like, you've not been here.
Well, that
it is
but
interesting.
That's why your people are your people.
They know where I have been.
Yeah, they've
and
been there for you through all of it.
When I tore my ACL, I am telling you, my community,
so
like
sad.
I was in the depths. I was leaving religion. I was in a lawsuit. I had tore my ACL. I mean, I feel like I was dark.
Like what else could go wrong?
And I was just feeling so humbled and so torn up and just like, and they were just, their messages of just like, keep going. Like you can do this. Like it truly lifted me up. So focusing on how good it is, and it's a two-way relationship. Yeah. And the people that are going to speak negatively about me just are. I can't change them. I can't make you like me. Yeah. It has made me feel more safe, but in a lot of ways I am more private than I used to be. I used to bear it all. I used to cry on the internet. I used to bare my soul on the internet, and now I am more private. Yeah. And that kind of sucks. Like sometimes I miss that part of sharing. And I will like little glimpses of like having a hard time or whatever, but those are sacred things for me now. And I feel like I choose to work through them more privately, and I don't share the kids as much either. Yes. But that has more to do with their stories and their life than it does like, I think people know we don't talk bad about kids. I hope.
Oh. Please bless. But yeah, no, they might. Totally. As your kids get older and they're really like their own individuals, that definitely just, out of respect for them and stuff, it makes sense that, you would keep different things more sacred and more private. Yeah. But for the most part, I do. Did I answer your question? You're so authentic. What was my question?
What was your question? Did I even answer it?
Here's the thing. Jenna and I do this. We just get talking.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just don't even know if I answered your question. That's what I was
telling Jenna before this. I'm like, Jenna and I can have like 6 different convos going at once, but they all make sense to me. Sometimes we don't finish them. Yeah. We don't finish where we were a lot of the time, but like it all works out. Yeah. So you answered a question, and I loved it.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. No, I think I was asking because you have been able to like protect your self-worth. You've also been able to protect like your husband and your kids, and you totally answered that. And I love how you've done it and navigated it, and you still are so authentic and show so much. But I think everyone respects your family and
my boundaries. I don't need them to understand who I am anymore. And I used to. Right. I really used to. I didn't start out that way. So it's like if you're starting online and you want that, I get it. I guess is what I'm saying.
Totally. Along with that, something that I've been trying to be a lot better at just in general in life is protecting my peace. And I feel like you're really good at that too. Do you have any tips for people that are like me and trying to be better at just like protecting your peace? Because internet aside, there's like so many opinions, so many aspects of just like, family, friends, culture, like wherever you're at in life, there's going to be like just a million different things pulling you. But I feel like especially as a parent and as a mom, it's like I can only be the best mom to my kids if I am protecting my peace. And so that's something I've been a lot more conscious about, like where I spend my energy and like And I just feel like you're so good at that. Do you have any tips on how you've gotten to be so good at that?
It's cool you have such awareness around that, like in this stage of your life, because I feel like the first decade or so of parenting, I would say maybe even longer, unfortunately, because I feel like so much of my awareness around protecting my peace has been in the last 7 or 8 years, you know? It's fairly recent, I guess, because as a former people pleaser and I am an empath, and I care a lot about how people feel.
Yes, you
so
do.
in tangent, I would care also about how they think of me.
Right. Yeah.
And so I'm going to volunteer to host the thing, and I'm going to be at the parties, and I'm going to be at the class, and I'm going to, I'm going to be at the field trip, and I'm going to do everything at the cost of me.
Yeah.
And I think you realize fairly soon in life, I think it took me too long, that sacrificing myself really didn't have the results I thought I was going to have.
Yeah.
And I think it does go back to what our earlier part of our conversation is in that self-worth and that self-confidence of just knowing, like, I can bend over backwards. I can be all the things to all the people. Doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter, because if I can't be who I need to be for myself, then I'm just living in this existence for everyone else but myself.
Yeah.
And demanding that people in my life respect me and okay, let me restate this. I think that demanding that people respect your time, energy, efforts has to do with you demanding that for yourself. Like no one else. Your husband can't come in and value what you need, your workouts, him helping around the house, whatever it is that you need, if you don't value that, if you don't state it out loud, if you're not vocal about that. And for so long, I just thought, I want to be easy and fun and simple, and I want to be like the cool wife, and I'm like letting him go on all the trips, and I'm like, cool girl.
I think we've all been there. Like, I want to be like the
I don't
chill
care
life.
now.
Yeah.
I don't freaking care.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't work for me. And I just think, honestly, like, as far as tips go, I just feel like you have got to look inward and look at what you deserve, which is probably a hell of a lot more than what you're getting right now. That for most women, for all women, I would say, is we're not designed to be put first. Women are designed to be put last in this society. And so it requires you getting super clear about your needs. And whether that's, I've done therapy, I've done ketamine, I've done these all sorts of different therapy and modalities to really come into myself and know like what it is I deserve, because in turn that has helped me demand that for myself.
Right. Well, I love too that you just shared like the different things that you've done, like the work you've put in, because sometimes I do sit there and think, when you just have those moments of realization that you're like, I know that I'm 32 and I have 3 kids, but it just hit me again. Like all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I'm like really an adult, like an adult. And there's actually a lot that I'm responsible for. I don't know. You just still feel like a teenager, and then you realize you're not. But I think one thing that I've really been thinking about lately is like, if I don't do these things, like no one's saving me. Like no one's doing it for me. Like if I'm lazy in my workout this morning, like who does that hurt?
Yeah.
This girl, you know? And so,
and if you don't ask for help, who does it hurt?
Like
that girl.
No one can read my mind. And so I love that. I love that it's like everything you've shared, you're like, hey, I am at this place, but I've put in the work to be there.
Well, something I admire so much about even like I'm 40, you're 32, like even your generation, and like, I don't know, maybe we're the same generation, maybe not. I still want to be young.
Yeah, the generation's confused.
Whatever.
I don't know.
It's so cool. Like on social, talking about girls' trips, talking about going out. When I was a young mom, it was cool to be like, I've never left my kid. Like that was the vibe. Is that still the vibe amongst women?
I feel like
is there shame about that?
I feel like it's getting less that way. Yeah, I feel like it's getting, at least that's my hope, and what I feel like
Yeah.
I've seen. And
Well, I see on social people who are like, I'm a stay-at-home mom with a nanny, and they're negative comments. So
Right.
So of course
Right.
it's still it still is
there's
there.
going to be like an old-fashioned
Totally
mindset always of that.
But I remember like just wanting to be like, well, I breastfed for this long, and I've never left Quinn, and he's only ever, whatever. But the truth is, we didn't have family that would watch our kids. So at some point I had to accept into my life, like, help.
Yeah.
And then my husband didn't make him enough money. So I had to work.
Yeah.
So then I had to accept more help.
Yes.
And then I had to reverse these roles and change these roles when my business started to make more money than his business of like, how does this look for us moving forward? I need help. And still to this day, like I carry so much of the mental load. Like women just do.
Yes. Yes.
The invisible burden is so freaking real for women.
I know. And
like I'm the one tracking the school. I'm the one tracking the thing. And he is an amazing dad and husband and all the things. And he'll do anything I ask. But for some reason, I'm default.
Totally. Well, and I feel like they're all things, that come along with being a mom that I love that I get to do those things. Like I love that it's my job to carry the mental load of like the kids' schedules and making them all fit with school.
You do love that?
I do love parts of it because
Okay.
I do love that.
The schedule's super hard on me.
Well, I think what I love is that is something that I get to do as a mom for my children.
Okay.
But it's hard when you're talking to a husband because they've never had to do those things on top of also working and all the things, right? You have experienced that. You have experienced getting to do all those things like as a mom, like the things that I enjoy doing as a mom, but you also have your own like very successful business, which I feel like is not the average situation. How have you been able to do that and like stay okay?
Help. Yeah, I have
help.
I have an enormous amount of help. My husband and I both work, for the company, and so he's home and I'm home, and we're very flexible and help each other, and he is for sure my partner.
Yes, you guys have such a great dynamic with.
But also I
all the
realized
things.
like he's not going to be a stay-at-home dad. He's not going to cover the bases like I could cover the bases, and I can't even cover the bases anymore.
Yeah.
Even if I quit my job today, it's like I don't know how anyone
Well, it's
operates.
like you have 4 children.
Yeah.
A very successful business. I think a lot of the things that just naturally the mom is the one to do it. Like I truly do love those things because it comes along with being a mom. But then when you add all the other stuff that you're dealing with, and I love that. You're like, I'm totally okay with saying that I ask for help.
Oh, I have so much help. And even when I look at I have this friend who's a dance mom with me, and she's like, I don't know how you do it. 'Cause like I'm a stay-at-home mom and I don't know. I'm like, I'm dying. And I'm like, no, girl, like, even if I quit my job today, this would be so overwhelming. Like the stay-at-home moms, I'm like, what? You're responsible for all of this? The cleaning,
it's
the
a
laundry,
lot.
the bills,
That's the thing.
the kids' rides, the schedules, everything.
Just that's full time.
I literally don't even think it even like work, money, them, like all those responsibilities. Like to me, the scale is totally tipped in the wrong direction. Like moms have it so hard and so heavy.
Who was it? I think there's somewhere where it's like the average like stay-at-home mom's salary would be like
$300,000 or something
just
insane.
Like so much a year because it's like just the most thankless like all the time
is
stuff.
But it really is. And so I have to just have, the last few years, like I've had someone help me put up Christmas, like things that I will still feel shame about, where I'm just like, first of all, I would enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
But I don't enjoy doing those things when I have so much else on my plate.
Yes,
and so just releasing like, I want this done. How am I going to get this done? Instead of putting myself through the ringer and being like up till 3 a.m. doing it.
No, wait,
I
love
ask for
that.
help, you know?
I love that because there's the things that you're like, okay, if I were to list out in order, like what means the most to me, like, yes, I love putting up Christmas, but I also love like being able to drive Ruby to dance. So I have that time with her. So like, what do I value more and what am I willing to ask for help with? And
absolutely. I had a friend once tell me like, I'm hiring a cleaning lady and I'm going to take my kids to the park during that time. And I was like, wow. Yeah, like that's our amazing. Time is the most expensive currency that we have.
Yeah.
So getting the help that we need so we can nurture our husband, our relationship with our partner, nurture our relationships with our kids. Like I don't have a nanny supporting me and helping me so that she can be the mom. And that's kind of a change of mindset that I think that society is starting to like. There are probably people out there who that is what it's like.
Yeah,
but she's just as much like I call her my life partner. I'm like, you are there for me because I can't be everywhere for my kids. And it's really cool to have your kids be able to trust other humans in their life. Yes. They can ask for help. On the way here, Lolly texted me and was like, I don't like the lunch. I'm like, she's like, can you please get me Chick-fil-A? Babe, I can't. I have a work thing. I can't. You can text Josie. Yeah. She's not at work right now, but you can see if she can swing something by. Yeah. It's really good for our kids either to be told no and I can't accommodate you.
Yes.
Or I can't do it for you, but you can ask somebody else for help.
Yeah. And not feel guilty really about it because like mom guilt.
Oh, it's terrible.
Mom guilt's like this crazy. I've talked about this before. I feel like it's this like non-existent thing that like shouldn't be a thing, but it is.
Oh, I end every day in my bed feeling like a piece of shit most of the time.
Well, and
and I hate that because I'm like, I gave it my all.
No, and that's, you know, it like, it doesn't matter how amazing of a mom you are. You're still going to feel it. And it's this wild thing that like, I look at you and I'm like, you're crazy. You should never be feeling that. But it's like, you can't talk sense to yourself. You know?
No, I feel the same way about you. You give it
all
to those kids.
Like I love though that to think of it that way where it's like it is good for our kids to like have other people that they can turn to and like learn how to be resourceful and like learn that mom is always there, but sometimes like mom can't do that for me today or whatever it is.
Yeah, or releasing the guilt that like I didn't send home lunch today. Like I have to do that too, just as much as the next guy. I have to be like, well, I'll have the thought and I'll let it pass through me and it doesn't have to say anything about me as a mom and as a person and my value. Whereas a decade ago it did. Yes. Like it would be like, oh, I'm the worst. Like I didn't send her with a lunch
today as a mom.
I feel that way. I'm like, shoot, I can't be there for her. That's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
And just like a different way of talking to yourself.
Totally. Let's just let it pass by.
You're really good at that too, where even like there's been some times where I'll say something like negative about myself and you're always like, whoa. You're really good at like positive talk.
Self-talk. I try to be.
Yeah.
Because I have to talk myself out of it all the time.
It reminds me like, oh yeah, like I would be so mad if like Lennon was saying that to herself, but then like I do it to myself. And it's so funny. We all do that, but it's so nice to have the friend that's like, whoa,
don't go there.
Don't do that. Don't do that, sister. And speaking of friendship, you are the best friend and you have had, I feel like you have like so many different, like little villages, you know, like you're just amazing with like forming and keeping relationships. But like, I always love seeing you've had your, you know, like main group of women that you've had in your life for like so many years. And you guys do just like the cutest birthday parties and things, you know, with each other. And I think, obviously, based off of like everything I constantly talk about, being anyone, but especially being a mom, and going through those years with your kids, a village is like so vital, and a village of like other women that just are able to give you all the different things that you don't get from a spouse or, from family or whatever that is. How do you feel like, with as busy as you are, you've been able to like foster and keep those relationships that you have?
Well, women are just so special. I mean, you and I were just kind of talking about like The Secret Lives and all these shows on TV. And what I'm witnessing and what I watch is like, it wouldn't be fun TV if everyone was getting along and being there for each other.
Right. Yeah.
However, when I see women watching it, I just hope they are knowing that it doesn't have to be this way. And I think that competition with women is something that is instilled in us in such a young age by the world we live in.
Oh, yes.
There's a scarcity. There's only so much that we can grab. So we have to fight each other to grab it. But, rising tides lift all boats is really just my anthem, because I am stronger with the women behind me.
Yeah.
I can work through my problems better. When I have a problem with one of my kids and I can't work through it with my husband, I go to them and I'm like, what do I do? And they've gone before me and I've gone before them in some situations, and they have such wisdom and love. And even if they don't have advice, they have encouragement, which is
you just feel like heard and seen.
I'm just like, wow, okay. They say to me, you can do this.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like anything I've accomplished in my life has had my girlfriends behind me 100%.
Yeah.
And the way that it's so funny, this whole conversation is centered so much around our own self-worth.
Yeah.
Because I feel like anything good and positive you receive in your life is because you expect it. You expect to feel good in your relationships. You expect to have women that don't talk bad about you. You expect to have women that speak life into you, that protect your name in other rooms. Like if you have that expectation, then you will have that in your life. And so often women are like, well, where do I find friends? Or why my friends don't care about me the way that I care about them. I used to feel that way a lot because I am such an inviter and I'm such a host. Yeah. And that comes really naturally for me. And once I realized that was a strength of mine, and it didn't have to be that you didn't want to be with me, it's just a strength of mine. Yeah. I became more comfortable being the person that said, come over. Yeah. I want to be with you. Like, maybe they're just not as good differently. Yes, totally. And you'll get the invitations and it feels good. It still feels really good to be invited to lunch or, thought of in that way, because I primarily am kind of the thinker. Yes. But I feel like continuing to make those efforts of, I want to be with you and I want to see you in whatever way you can be seen. You have an hour, let's meet with the kids, without the kids, whatever. Yes. Just really working through that own ego of, because we just make up these stories about why people wouldn't want to be with us or why they wouldn't want to be our friend. Totally.
I feel like women are so good at that too.
Yeah. It's like everyone wants a friend.
Probably isn't that deep.
Yes.
There probably wasn't any thought in it at all, Yeah. And thinking more positively that way too.
And I appreciate the women that won't let it go with me.
Yes.
Because I'm like, no, really, I want to see you. I just have a lot on my plate. Yeah. But I need to make time for this. And I feel like our friendships kind of are the first thing to go. But when you get really busy and really crazy, or also when you get sad, I feel like it's really easy to just go super inward and not navigate and those relationships. But I think they can be such a beautiful, nurturing. I know they are.
Yeah.
Well, they are just something that fills my cup.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like you said that so well, because even touching on, I think a lot of the time, for me, if I am going through something hard, we all do this, but I think some of us more than others, I'm very accustomed to just going inward. But I think even just with we just had an IVF transfer that failed, and we've never experienced that. All the 2 other transfers we've done worked the first time. I'm just used to getting the good news. And so I've tried, though, to be more conscious through this IVF experience, just letting the people in my life, like, be more involved with it, which I think is, like, super vulnerable, because then it was like, oh, like, I remember I obviously call Corey first, and then it's like you go down the line, right? Like, okay, now I have to, like, call my parents and tell them it didn't work. So I got on the phone with my mom, and I'm like, okay, I have to go now. I have to go tell, like, 8,000 people that it didn't work. But then I was like, wait, I'm so grateful, though, that I have so many people that are asking about it and want to know, because I've been vulnerable this time around.
Yep.
Like, I feel like in the past, I did keep it to myself because I didn't want to have to tell everyone why. Like, that just gave me less support from my village, you know? And so it did make me think so differently about all of it this time around, because I was just so grateful to have so many people there to support me and there to be so excited for me if it had worked, but then also help me feel better that it didn't. So, yeah, I love that it's that idea of it too, where it's like, yes, our village is there for us for all the good, but having a village where you really feel like you can, like, be vulnerable and have them there through the actual nitty gritty, not just, like, the surface level.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
That shows a lot of growth, because
it's taken time, you know, and I feel like it's not something that, like, my first, like, transfer, I don't think I told one person, because I was just so terrified. But then
and
it's
sometimes
like,
it feels better to just be like, I just don't even, I don't have this bandwidth.
Yeah, I don't have the energy.
Share this.
And like, sometimes you don't.
And sometimes you just don't. But I feel like, don't be afraid to send that text. Like, I sent a text a couple weeks ago to one of my girlfriends. I'm like, I'm dark. It's dark in here. And she's just like, all right, well, did you get to the gym? Like, what, do you want to go on a walk? Like, and it's not forever. And I know that, but like, it just felt good to say, like, my mind's dark.
Yeah.
And I'm coming down, and I need to be lifted up.
That you can know exactly, okay, these are the people that, like, I can text that to.
And what I've realized too is that when you humble yourself and you get rid of that ego and you are vulnerable and you share your needs with others and the ways that they can help you, they do the same. And that just strengthens the entire relationship. Yep. Is if I give you permission to be dark, you have the permission to be dark. Yeah. And we have the permission to be sad and upset and angry and in grief.
Perfect to each other.
Yep.
I know that.
And it allows each other to give so much
special
grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of like, maybe this wasn't about me. Maybe her not showing up to this thing, or her not answering my texts or my calls. Like, oh, wait, that wasn't so much about me. It was about her.
Yes.
You know?
And it always is. That's the thing. I'm like, there's been so many times in my life where I'll think, oh my gosh, that's so weird the way that, you know, I haven't heard from so-and-so in a while. Like, I wonder if I did something. And then over time, you know, you'll hear about what's been going on in their life. And yeah, the grace is a huge part, I feel like, of keeping those relationships.
Massive. Allowing them to be in their own process.
Yeah.
And letting them work out their own.
Because we're all
issues.
Having it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's life. Yeah.
Being there for them, letting them know you're there for them.
Yeah.
And then giving them the grace to move through it themselves and not make it about you.
Yep.
You know, like, that interaction was weird. And I trust that if I did something to hurt you, or I did something that you didn't like, you will tell me. And if you don't tell me, I cannot take that on.
Yep.
And so for so many years, I would read into things and read the room and blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
You know, and try and fix and blah, blah, blah. That's just who I am, is like such a fixer.
Yep.
And I've just learned I have to, like, sit in the discomfort of, I didn't like the way our interaction went, or I haven't heard from you.
I'm not sure about that, but
maybe you hate me. Okay, I can be okay with that because I know and trust that I'm a good person. I do my best, and this person either knows that or they don't.
Right.
And they're either going to tell me the way they feel or they're not, but I can't take on things I don't know.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. It's so funny too. I feel like 99% of the time, if there's a situation where there's more of something, you just don't know the whole story.
You don't.
Like, you just don't. And it's also 99% of the time nothing to do with you. And I love that, because it's like, there's enough in life, right? Like, we
just always want to make
we don't
things
need
about
to
us.
make things
We
more
really do.
like way harder than it is.
It's not that deep.
It's already, yeah, it's not that deep, and it's already hard enough. Let's not do that. And I think
that comes from a good place as women.
Yeah.
I think we are nurturers, and we want to I want to make your life easier.
Yep.
So I'll just blame myself or like take it on for me to make your life easier.
Oh,
and it's like,
gotta be something.
Yeah.
I did. I know.
yeah.
I think too, I would love to hear what you do for yourself, because something I have found and talk about all the time is, you know, filling our own cup as moms. I think especially someone like you that has like your business and your 4 children and your 20 years of marriage, like all of those things are so amazing. But what have you found for you, you know, lights you up outside of those things?
I feel like I'm still so much discovering what those things are. It's crazy how you just lose yourself in these kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's really wild to witness, like, even young moms and just like the grind of all of it. And then I'm in a new chapter where it's a new grind, where my teenagers are up till midnight, and you know, and then I have to get up at 7 in the morning. You know, it's like, it's really a new challenge, a new sleepless challenge, you know, of just like, wait, okay, I thought they would get older and I would have more time for myself. So scheduling it in, carving it out, like demanding it, literally. I have to make demands for myself. I have to say,
there was one time, what was it? I don't remember why I was supposed to like see you, but you were like, can we do whatever a little later, because Andrew's been out of town and like I have to go to Pilates.
yeah.
Like I know that I just need that hour for myself.
Yeah, like I have to go crazy. And I think from my friends who don't work out, I wonder what they think sometimes, because it's like, why are you so insane? Like, you can't miss it today. And it's like, I actually know I can't.
Yeah, you're like, no, it's just like for my brain.
Like, I am a different person when I take the time to work out.
Yeah.
I am a different person when I shower and get ready. And it doesn't, I think you know, my husband loves these grand things. He loves trips. He loves going away for a long time. And I've realized I can't do that as much. Yeah. That gives me more stress because I'm away from my kids and my life and my business. I really love my routine.
Yes.
So establishing the boundaries of what does rest and relaxation look like for me.
Right.
And so I feel like it's definitely fitness. It's definitely time with the people that I love, my friends. It's silence. It's laying in my bed. It's a long bath, really long, like 2 hours.
I love that, because it doesn't have to be like, for me, I've found a lot of like fun hobbies and stuff, you know, that I've found I enjoy doing and light me up. But it's also like, it can be as simple as like, I'm going to go take a bath.
Yeah. Like, I'm not much of a hobby girl. Like, I see like the Emily Kaisers of the world, and they're doing like needlepoint and crochet, and they're doing like all sorts of cool hobbies. And I'm like, I like to shop. I like to go, you know.
But like, that is a hobby. It's just your own hobby.
I love to celebrate holidays, celebrate my kids.
Just something, that like makes you feel fulfilled, and like you walk away feeling like more energized from, I think.
Yeah. And one of those things is like witnessing my kids in their sports.
In their element. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's something that like that's totally a hobby for me now. Yeah. So it's like missing those things is non-negotiable on many different levels, because it fills me up. It fills them up. It's critical for me. So I plan my entire schedule. Yeah. Of course things come up. You do. But like, we have a tournament. I can't go anywhere that weekend, or I can't commit to that now, but maybe if they lose in the semifinals, I can be there or whatever. I make a lot of negotiations that way. It's just non-negotiable for me
And
to
you're
be at my kids' things.
You're so good at like how busy you are. You're so good at just explaining that to people in such a great way. Like, I've never felt put off or like felt bad because like you can't do something, because I know that if you can, you'll be there.
Yeah.
But also like you make your priorities very clear. And I think that's so important to be able to communicate that well and like let people know in the way that you do. Like, it's not, it's not that I don't value you, but
I'm just never going to put someone else in front of my kids.
Yeah, no. And I think like
it's just not going to.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly how it should be. Yeah. I think like all the things that we've touched on are, just all of the things I wanted to touch on with you, because they're all things that I love so much about you. But just to like kind of, I guess, wrap it up with a pretty little bow, based off the things we talked about, what do you feel like for moms that are maybe like struggling or want like I love a good thing that I can like apply, right?
Yeah.
To like be better. Like, what are the main things you would tell them to take away from this episode?
Get help. Mm-hmm. Ask for help.
Yep.
Ask for it 1 million times. Don't ask for it one time. Mm-hmm. If you get rejected, find new ways, find new people, find therapy, find resources, find community, find anything. Like, be desperate to seek help.
Yeah.
You're not meant to do it alone. You can't do it alone.
Why do we feel like we have
don't
to
want
present
you to do it
that
alone.
we do it alone? Yeah.
I don't know. I've honestly never been. I hid some things here and there, but like,
yeah. No,
I can't do it by myself. I don't know what else to say
about that. Yeah. Because I feel like sometimes it is, I don't know, for me, maybe
there's shame in it.
Yeah. Maybe it's scary to be like, I do have a nanny twice a week, or like, there's some moms that can do it all, but like, it's fine. It's fine if you're,
do it all.
Yeah. It's fine if
they're not doing it all.
Right. Yeah. If you're not that, because I'm not that, and that's fine.
Yeah. And I think really being accepting that and not looking at someone with envy and saying they do it all, because they're sacrificing things you don't want to sacrifice to do it all.
Yeah.
That's not some badge of honor that we want. Yeah. We don't want to say we did it all in life. Yeah, I don't want someone to say that about me.
Yeah. No.
Like, what is my legacy? I want them to be like, she had a good time. She was there for her people.
Yep.
She celebrated everyone the best she could. Mm-hmm. She served. She did, I don't, saying I did it all. Ugh.
Yeah.
Like, that's not important to me.
It's not that's not it. No, I love that, because I do feel like that's the only way you really can do it all is getting help from your people. And you have created the most, as I said before, beautiful community around you, village around you. And that's like, I think, just one of the most important things that we can do for ourselves, for our family, and especially like as a mom. Like, your kids are seeing such like a rich, beautiful way of life with all of the beautiful people that like come in and out of your house every single day and like love them. And I'm grateful that I've been able to watch it firsthand. And I'm just so grateful that you've been here today and that you've shared all of your wisdom, because truly I feel like I could go on forever asking you about all the things. That's why I'm always like, Jenna, can we go to lunch? Because I have so many questions about life. But yeah, everything you shared was so beautiful. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. So fun. I loved it.